Next, we have Mr. Animesh Ghosh with us. Welcome to our stage, sir. We are glad to have you. After spending 2 years and 8 months as a project executive of an NGO named Pradhan, he got an opportunity to contribute his knowledge to Purulia once more, but this time with a new and responsibility that was under the Prime Minister's Rural Development Fellowship program of MORD. After that, he joined NIRD and PR as OSD to DG and has worked with an association with MOAD and India Rural Society for scripting change around the of quality life. Mr. Animesh Ghosh will be so you can begin with your presentation.
Sure. Panel members and the organizer, good afternoon and morning now till now. So good morning, everyone. And I would like to express my gratitude for giving me the scope to Government of India's new policy on scrapping policy for India. So today I'll talk about the impact of new automotive industry. So this has been the entire discussion has been segregated into four parts. The first part it will highlight what is the current status of the automotive industry. In the second part, the what is there in that in the draft policy which has been brought in front of the public till date. Number three, find out what are the areas which will be impacted due to this policy, and the fourth one would be what are the challenges that are there in implementing this automotive policy. So in this manner I'll proceed. So the first slide here, I'd like to discuss a bit about the Central Motor Vehicle Act, which got its root in the year 1950s. That is when just after the independence. India's passenger vehicle industry currently it stands the fourth in the world. So you can understand to what extent we have gained the space in this automotive industry. Now, the Central Motor Vehicle Act and the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, it got enacted by Parliament of India in 1988, but it got commenced in the year 1989. That is on 1st July. But this particular act was signed by the then president, that is the eighth president, that is Sri Ramaswamy Venkataraman. He was a lawyer by himself. The vehicles are at this point of time, India is capable enough to conceptualize the prototype of a vehicle. They manufacture it, and at the same time we'll see that like there are many vehicles which are running on the road, which are beyond 15-20 years, and there are there are vehicles which are also standing still along the side of the roads. So like the country is yet to figure out a sustainable option to dispose of those vehicles which are unfit for the road, and at the same time those vehicles which are standing on the left and right side of the roads wherever you go. Like many a times you will find these vehicles are standing, they are more or less scraps till date. It is very hard to revive those vehicles in this. So there has to be a policy to sustainable option to dispose of these vehicles. So that's how this idea of idea of coming up with a solution to dispose these vehicles came into picture. In addition to that, there are other aspects also which I'll discuss in the next slide. The scrap, but before I move on to the next slide, it is we need to understand what is this scrappage, the term means to us. The scrappage is a process. It's a process in which end of life of a vehicle is understood or it's declared. When a vehicle is declared unfit through automotive fitness test center is disposed of. So how it's getting disposed of? So it's getting disposed of through the trades. But like is it like that all the vehicles are traded? That's not true. There are in a particular vehicle there might be different items or different parts, spare parts. So there are spare parts which may be refurbished, and there are spare parts which may not be. So it has to be checked once it is put into these scrap centers. After the automated fitness center test is done, it is sent to the scrap centers where it is checked which are the parts which may be refurbished, or the term refurbished means with little bit of cleaning and little bit of repairing it can work on. But the items which are recycled or the spare parts which are recycled, the term recycle means it cannot be revived further. Therefore the entire thing is shredded, and the metal or something whichever comes out, it is being used further as a raw material for other industry. It may be the automobile industry or associated industries. Now coming to the rationale for this policy, why do we need this policy? The first and foremost reason for coming up with this policy is to meet the climate Paris Agreement 2016. What does this agreement say? It says that like India being a part of this Paris Agreement, like we need to participate in reduction of greenhouse gases, and we have to ensure that at least we can keep the global warming to 2 degrees Celsius only, not more than that. So till 2013 we are being a part of that Paris Agreement. We have been asked to take all the measures to reduce the greenhouse gas in the country. So therefore this Paris Agreement is important internationally and as well as like to us. So therefore how to like abide by the Paris Agreement? The ways and means are, the first way and means is to reduce the vehicular pollution, because it is a known fact right now. Different studies are there that shows that 10 to 20% of the air pollution is being done by these vehicles. Therefore there is a requirement to phase out the unfit vehicles immediately. Therefore in addition to that, the other reason for which we need this policy is that to improve the road safety. We see that nearly like 1 crore vehicles are there which are backdated vehicles. So right now we are into Bharat Standard 6. We are abiding by Bharat Standard 6. We have not gone through Bharat Standard 5. We have skipped from 4 directly. We have moved on to 6. We have started this standard following the standard procedure since 2000. So we started with the Euro, following the Euro 1 standard, and then right now we are standing at BS6. But what does BS6 means? This means like we are abiding by the international standard for energy efficiency, then road safety, and all those components are included in it. Therefore we need to improve the road safety of the vehicles as well. So therefore this policy was required. Next, the other reason is to improve the fuel efficiency. I already discussed that the BS6 model, it is fuel efficient. Therefore you want to bring in this policy, because at this moment 10 lakh crore is the crude import for our country. It is huge for any nation, no doubt in it. The fourth reason is, like in order to like if we bring in a new policy, then that will boost the manufacturing and service sector of automobiles as well as the allied sectors. So when we are like bringing scrapping these vehicles, the older vehicles, then we will have more raw materials within the country, and at the same time we'll have raw materials as well as the spare parts within the country, so that it can be utilized in the new vehicles in a far smoother way, and we need not have to depend for the raw material on the other nations. Next, coming to formalize the informal vehicles scrapping industry, this policy is very much required. Though the idea was mooted in 2016 to have a policy, but it was pending for a long time, and in 2021 it seems it might see the sunlight. Now see when if we can formalize this vehicle scrapping industry, then it will help in recovering the low cost materials for automotive, steel and electronic industries as well. So you can see that multiple industries are associated with this policy, not only automotive sectors. Now which are the other countries who have followed this sort of policy? So Japan, China, Germany, America, South Korea, France, Spain, and Russia. These are 8 nations have already followed this policy earlier. So you can see here that how these vehicles are dumped in across the country. You go to Delhi, Mayapuri, you go to the different state capitals, you go to Kolkata, you go to Mumbai. Everywhere you will find such spaces, such small places are there. Small in the in terms of I'm talking about the geographic area, but they dump it in such a manner that it takes a lot of space on the ground. But the countries who have followed this policy, their more interest was to have a balance between the environment and economy. Therefore, they have followed it, and in order to do so, they have brought in a like policy of that is generally called as carrot and stick policy. So incentive, on one hand they have given the incentive to the consumers, and on the other hand they have like brought in the stick means the regulatory actions have been put in, so that the older vehicles can be scrapped easily. Now coming to the current state of the art for the country. So we have got, my earlier speaker has already spoken, so I will not spend much time here. So we have got the light-weighted motor vehicles, which are older than 20 years, 51 lakh, then older than 15 years, that is 34 lakh, and the medium and heavy commercial vehicles older than 15 years, that is 17 lakh. Okay, the Central Pollution Board, they have, in a study, they have mentioned that by 2020, that we have already crossed 9 million unfit vehicles will be there in the market in India. Even after abiding by the Bharat Standard 6 till 2025, we are expecting to have 20 million unfit vehicles. This includes the two-wheelers as well. This has to be mentioned, that half of the and these unfit vehicles, they contribute half of the particulate emissions from unfit vehicles, and 70% total population load from pollution load from the vehicles comes from these unfit these vehicles. Now coming to the policy, first of all, the policy which has been drafted now, that is an voluntary vehicle scrappage policy, and it talks about automated fitness test. That is very important, pivotal point of this entire policy. Private vehicle over 20-year-old, they pass this automated fitness test. Commercial vehicle over 15 years, they have to pass this automated fitness test. Now if the vehicle has successfully passed the test, then the vehicle may be used further, but there is a time limit for that. That is they are giving it at max 5 years, not more than that. But the registration has to be renewed year on year. Okay, now increase once the time period is over, then there is, that is time period of 20 years or 15 years is over, then there is a increased registration fee would be applicable for those vehicles. So government is trying to put on a pressure that if your private vehicle or commercial vehicle has crossed the time limit, then you need to spend more money for registration, or else you go for scrappage, or you can dispose that vehicle. If your vehicle is not passing that scrappage policy, unsuccessful, then what is happening? Then it faces substantial penalty. Means what? That vehicle gets disposed, okay, and registration is not renewed. Now, in one more fact you can see here in the last table, that is like how many two-wheeler and three-wheeler and private vehicle and commercial vehicles are there. It gives a complete picture. What in 2015, what was the picture, and in 2025 what will be the picture. Nearly with 21 crore vehicle will be there in 2025. Now, fully automated fitness test facilities, since this is the one of the important and pivotal point of this entire policy, then I would like to spend some time here. That is fitness tests to be conducted at international standard. That is what government is focusing on, and what they would like to test. There are multiple elements, but I would like to highlight a few of them. That is, emission test is compulsory, brake system is compulsory, safety components is compulsory, and the vehicle which fails all these tests will be scrapped. That is broadly you can see these things. Now, government has already permitted 26 centers for giving fitness certificates to be operated by the state governments, but there is a provision for running these fitness centers with the help with in a private PPP mode, okay, private public partnership mode, okay. Now, coming to the registered vehicle scrapping facility, it involves of like private firm and state governments. Therefore it requires a lot of clearance from the government system, I mean local government system, state government, and at the same time it requires a lot of space as well, because these scrapping facilities has to be done it in a systematic, in a sustainable, and in a technological manner, so that it doesn't create nuisance around this. Facilitation centers should not be located in a residential area. It should be away from the residential area. So these certain criteria have been mentioned by the government in their draft. Appointment for fitness stations may be booked online. So like the entire country has done well in digital systems. Therefore they have kept a provision for fitness stations by booking online, and reports can also be generated online. The Vahan database is going to play a key role in it. Any person who would like to challenge the fitness test can do so, and can have a retesting with additional amount, and they have to submit an appeal to the appellate authority as well. Now, coming to the provisions, what are the provisions which are there in this policy? Incentives, I can say. The state governments have been advised to provide concession in motor vehicle road tax against scrapping certificates. If the owner of the vehicle is having a scrapping certificate, then the owner can avail 25%, 25% of road tax rebate if it's a personal vehicle, and if it's a commercial vehicle, then 15% can be availed by the consumer or the owner of that vehicle. But this can be availed up to 15 years for personal vehicle and 8 years for commercial vehicle. In addition to this, the ministry is also considering waiver of registration fee for the new vehicles. So you can see like to what extent government is trying to push the consumers or the owner of vehicle to adopt the new policy and purchase new vehicle which are of international standard with more safety features into it, and the fuel efficiency into it. So how ministry is pushing? So in addition to that, the scrapping centers there is a scope of availing 4 to 6% of ex showroom price rebate from the scrapping centers. And lastly, there is also a scope of having discount of 5% on purchase of new vehicle from the manufacturer. So if you can see, there are multiple stakeholders in this entire gamut of activities in this particular policy. And altogether, if you see, like there is a provision of, if it's a personal vehicle, then 25 plus 5 and 5, so roughly 30-35% you can save in the new vehicle, if it's a personal one. Okay, so and if it's a commercial vehicle, like roughly 30% can be 25% can be saved on the new vehicle. Now coming to the projections. Now this is like, what will be the impact of this particular policy on the consumer as well as on the country. So firstly, it will give a growth to automobile sector, no doubt in it. In last few years, and particularly in 2019, 22, 20, as well as in 2021, due to COVID and other things, the market has been very slow, and like it has been very difficult for the automobile sector to like cope with this pandemic situation. So it was a long pending project for government of India, this policy. Therefore, no doubt in it, it will give a lot of booster to it. So by the government is expecting that 22%, by 22%, due to injection of these new vehicles, there will be a growth of 22%. In addition, like right now, this industry is 4.5 lakh crore industry, but government is expecting it will be a 20 lakh crore industry due to this particular policy. Now, technology and innovation will definitely get a booster, because with like a declaration of unfit for the or the scrappage of the unfit vehicles, we will see the introduction of electric and hybrid vehicles. They will catch the market, and they will at the same time help in reducing the pollution across the country. Now, fuel consumption, once these old vehicles are gone, old vehicles consume a lot of oil as well. So it will, once the old vehicles are gone, then we will definitely reduce the per liter per year consumption of the oil. So 3.2 billion liters per year will be reduced, so we don't have to import that. Then there will be a saving of 7,000 crore oil import for the country. So it will drastically help the country in all respect. Now, fuel efficiency of vehicle will improve due to introduction of the fuel efficient vehicles as well, because the new vehicles are much more efficient than the older vehicles. Now, curbing the other impact which is projected here is the
Sorry,
curbing air pollution. Yeah.
But we are running
Yes.
out of time, and you will have to wind up your presentation in another 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll do that.
Time.
Now, coming to the I'll do that. Like air pollution, you can see that emission is expected to reduce by 25%, and the carbon monoxide reduction by 17%, and particulate matter emission by 24%, and reducing hydrogen and carbon emission, nitrogen emission by 18%. The most important aspect here is that air quality of the country will improve, no doubt in it. And the one more element is, like, there is a lot of discussion around the unemployment, but this particular project or this policy will definitely boost the job as well as investment. The government is expecting 35,000 jobs directly from this industry due to this policy. In addition, the allied industry will also get investment as well as create job opportunities. This will reduce the import of 6 million tons of steel and other metal scrap annually, because we will have a lot of scrap steel from raw materials from the scrap vehicles. And lastly, this will reduce the fiscal and the current deficit. So because this policy is expected to get India 30,000 to 40,000 crore of GST. So this is will be a huge game changer. This policy is expected to be a huge game changer. Now, what are the speculations? Some of the speculations are that there is ambiguity around the policy execution. First ambiguity is that the indicators for fitness test certification, there's sufficient. There are experts are of the opinion that sufficient discussions were not there around the indicators, and so they would like to revisit the yardsticks or the parameters. Now, therefore, like government has already formed a body, rules for recognition, regulation, and control for automated testing centers. So it is parameters have been asked by that body is rechecking it. So the experts want revisiting that. Next, the infrastructural setup for policy execution, that is also insufficient. Insufficient means that sufficient number of scrapping facilities are yet to be brought in. It requires a lot of investment from government as well as state government and the individual partners as well. The manufacturer especially. Then insufficient number of automated fitness centers is also a concern. And the most important point here is, in order to execute this policy effectively, there needs to be a synchronization and orchestration between different stakeholders. There is multiple party. There is manufacturer, government of India, then there is state government. Everyone has a key role to play. Until and unless they do their part, it is very difficult to execute this policy effectively. And because there is multiple concepts of incentive, regulation, everything is there. The last point is using the term voluntary for availing fitness certificates of a vehicle. And then there is at this moment the people are finding that there might be some complexity in fitness certificate like gathering. And then might have to like pay heavy on getting a certificate. Then there might be like problem in enforcement of policy by the regulators. These are some of the questions which need to be addressed by the government, but at the earliest, in order to put this policy effectively at the grassroots. Now, the set milestones. 1st October 2021 is when this fitness tests and scrapping will begin for voluntarily. Then government itself, they want to show us the way. So therefore, they have said that they will like scrap all their government vehicles by 1st April 2022. So they will not have any vehicles which are outdated. There will be a mandatory fitness test will begin from 1st of April 2023. So there is a lot of time is there to bring into the required infrastructure, and we hope that it does well. There will be a mandatory fitness certificate for all other categories. That is, all different categories of vehicle will be brought in from 1st June 2024. So these are some of the references. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I can take on now. Thank you so much. Hello. Hello, Rucha. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. So we can go on with the Q&A.
Yeah, sure.
So everyone, all the attendees can post their questions in the Q&A session. So first we have a question from Mr. Arun Dilipat.
Mr. Arun. Mr. Arun. Yeah. Can you kindly name the parts that can be remanufactured for Indian market? So, Mr. Arun, like some parts which can be remanufactured, we'll see. Hello? Yeah. The name of the the parts that can be remanufactured from Indian
Hello.
market is that, like right now in India, more or less we are manufacturing, the hydraulic, but like brakes are there, then steering points are there. These parts we are generally manufacturing in India itself. Now you are talking about remanufacturing. So like, I would say that rather than remanufacturing, the automobile sector will be interested in refurbishing these products, whichever products they are. They can do so, because that will take a lot of less effort than like going for remanufacturing at this moment. Next is, with scrap certification, we are saving 30%. Suppose a case on one person is scrapping Tata Nano and buying high in BMW car. What's your comment? Yeah, Amit, to answer your query, a s- with a scrap certificate, when a person is purchasing BMW car by selling a Tata Nano, then obviously when a person is scrapping Tata Nano, the value which he or she will get from the scrappage will be as per the price of Tata Nano only. Okay, so like if a person is getting a scrap value of 5 to 6%, so when the scrappage center is valuing that particular product, they will value as per the price of Tata Nano, not as per BMW. So whatever the cashback, or whatever rebate that person is getting, that might be less in case of BMW car, because entire thing has been calculated in terms of nano, not in terms of BMW car. Okay, I think I have answered that. Anything else? The manufacturing process of spears. Siddharth, the manufacturing process of spear is developing country is quite mature. What would be stepping stone to establish this in India? Okay, the remanufactured process of, see, once we start this scrappage policy, then we will have a lot of spare parts, lot of raw materials within our country. So once we have that, then that will boost the MSME sector, or the automobile allied sector, to jump into the remanufacturing of the spare parts. At this moment, like, we have to depend a lot on the like external countries, or foreign countries, to get the raw materials. Especially like, we are also dependent on the neighboring country like China for the small elements, like the spare parts which are like put into the four wheelers, like light units, say, mm, those things. So we need to, like, plastic items I was talking about, or PVC items. So like, therefore, this policy is definitely a milestone for for the nation. This will help us in coming forward with many more opportunities. It will open remanufacturing industry. It will open the the manufacturing industry as well. It will open up the service sectors as well. So it will have a lot of scope. Yeah, I guess these three questions were there, or anything. Also, any comments on catalytic converter recycling? Can you shed light on the
Yes.
status? Catalytic converter recycling, it's yet to take the shape in our country. It will take, this is an advanced technology. In a few places it is done, but it is yet to take a proper shape, in the sense like, it needs more investment. towards implementation.
Thank you, Mr. Animesh, because we are running out of time. We'll be posting Mr. Animesh mail ID here in the chat box, so the audience can just send their queries to the mail ID.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Animesh. It was really a great insight about the current policy for automotive scrap. Yeah, we are looking for to join in the other events as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chelsea and Rucha. It was my pleasure to participate in the event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We'll just start the next session shortly.